Kahnawa'kehró who file for the Quebec Solidarity Tax Credit are being advised to delay applying this year while the MCK works out some issues with the process with Revenue Quebec. We spoke to MCK tax consultant John Latour for the details.
We're having problems with this year's tax returns again when it comes to Quebec, specifically for the Solidarity Tax Credit. As you know, everybody who is entitled to that credit has to fill out a form. Okay, on that form they're asking for information, and it's called Relève 31. It's provided by outside municipalities. MCK doesn't provide any of this, and we have already advised Quebec that we didn't agree with this process. What I'm grateful for is, after talking to my contact, they've agreed to review this, and we're waiting for a meeting on this to discuss it further. The plan is to try and extend last year's temporary measures. I'm glad for that. But those temporary measures were successful to a certain extent. And when we do meet, I'd like to see them find a way to make sure that we don't go through the same experience. So, Solidarity Tax Credit is available to people on limited income. If you're over $50,000, it won't bother you. So if you want to file your income tax, go right ahead. But in the meantime, until we have a solution or a definite go with Revenue Quebec, we're asking people to hold off to avoid having any complications when they get their returns. They're going to say, well, you owe us money, or we overpaid you. And that's what happened last year. So I'm going to try and get Quebec to do a better job on screening these applications. I don't know if it's possible. I'm hoping. The reason, well, maybe I'm the instigator in getting this public notice being issued, because people are calling me for answers. How do I fill out this Relève or Section D for my Solidarity Tax Credit? And I knew that MCK wasn't going along with Quebec's plan. So I felt it in our best interest to show people that, hey, we've been talking to Quebec. We've been letting Quebec know that we're not in agreement with this. We have to come up with something better for our people. Anyway, because people were starting to call me and asking, how do I fill out this form? And right now, I didn't have any answers. And I'm glad this went out, because now people are aware. And people also know that MCK is not sitting on their butts. Okay, we've been addressing this particular problem since last year. It just didn't start. I've been talking to my contacts at Revenue since last November on this, and I saw that we were going to have problems, and they know it too. You know, it's not a secret. But what I want to make sure is that people who are entitled to these credits get what they're entitled to. That's it. And it's mostly people who are, like I said, below the $50,000 income limits.